Hey everybody, this is an emergency video, I'm going to say. Just after I posted that video and showed you the mommy with her two baby guinea fowls, little Keets, that mother was stolen. She was stolen. She's wearing a green apron. These two little babies here were screaming outside, screaming and looking for her. They were screaming on top of a log. And then they came in here looking for her, and she's not here. That is not the mommy. That's another hen. But she was stolen. She's wearing a green apron. And when I came out here, they were sitting on top of these logs, scared to death, screaming. And all of my guineas were sitting right here. They were cackling. Now, this was not a fox. This was not a fox, boys and girls. This was somebody that was intentionally surveilling me and stole her. They stole her and ran off with her because I videotaped her as the mother yesterday and today with the babies. And this is what they do. It's called trauma-based mind control. It's satanic ritual abuse. And as you know from watching my channel, they have been targeting all of my animals. All of them. And I'm standing out here, and I saw one feather that resembled hers, one. And it's right here. But it might not have even been hers. So all the guineas were here. The babies are screaming. They were on top of these logs. And I'm like, what are they doing up there? And I know sometimes the mom hangs out up here with them. The mom is gone. She's wearing a green apron. And the other animals were looking around. Now, normally they would be cackling a lot more. And if it were a fox, they would have been screaming, not like the baby's screaming right now. This was somebody that was stealthily targeting, watching my videos, looking for that mother. Just the way they stole the mother of two other of my chickens. They love to break up families. And here they are, screaming. Here they are, screaming. They're looking for their mommy. What's the matter, babies? She's gone. They stole her. Hopefully, maybe one of these mommies will help you. That's not their mommy. That's another baby trying to lay an egg. But here they are, folks. The mommy was stolen. This is another evidentiary video about how sick and depraved it here is in rural Kentucky, Jackson County. And I will say it out loud. I can't wait to move from here. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to my realtor who's been non-responsive. If you've been coerced or bribed, or just intentionally not returning my calls, I can very easily delete the contract. If you're not going to market my property, usually when a property is listed for sale, new listing cards are sent out. The agreement between she and I was that she would send out the listing card to Richmond and Lexington. That there was no reason to send out the cards locally because there isn't a local person around here that would spend the money on that property. Although they're getting a lot of phone calls about the property across the street, but not the other one, which is usually because somebody set them up to call. She's been non-responsive on my questions and non-responsive about providing me a copy of the new listing card, marketing card, or my question about where they're marketing it, or the question about the number of people who have contacted her and where are they located, if they're located from Kentucky or from out of the state. Completely non-responsive. Now, I know that we had a holiday weekend and stuff, but hey, we're talking about realtors here. They're like doctors. They're on call every day of the week. In fact, some of their busiest times are during holidays because people are home from work and they can go review homes and properties. So here they are, folks. The babies are screaming because their mom's gone. Their mom is gone. Their mother is gone. The mommy that was so protective over them, kept them warm at night, is gone. And I'm going to give a shout out to all the criminals on the property. And I was going to make this a shorter video, but I'm going to say it now. And this will be part of my karma video later today. Now, you know, on my birthday, I mentioned that the criminals around here put a copperhead on my gravel driveway near my gate. Now, I have not seen a copperhead here because I keep the grass really low and it is hotter than hell here. I don't have any shade here. So these snakes like it where it's cool. They like to go under tin and stuff like that, back in the woods and stuff. Well, yeah, so they left a copperhead on my driveway over here. And I just let it go. I figured it doesn't belong here. It's gonna get roasted on my driveway. It better move over, and it left. So now I heard yesterday that my neighbor, you know, the big mouth who photographs my property across the street, the big mouth that's on Neighborhood Wars on A&E, April 11, 2023. The big mouth that has been harassing me since 2019. Yeah, the big mouth who puts no trespassing signs on my property. The big mouth, and I never put it out there that I want something personally bad to happen to a person. But what I put out there is for the universe to intercept. And I will say it over and over again, that whatever you do to me, because I don't know exactly who's doing what to me. So I can't really say, right? But I will put it out there that whomever, like I did with Chicklet, whomever hurt Chicklet, whomever hurt Rex, will suffer before the end of the year. I don't know who it is, but it doesn't matter. They will suffer by the end of the year. Well, guess what? My neighbor Mary, it couldn't have happened to a better person. Now, I wonder if she did it. You have to wonder. Guess what happened to her? Aside from the fact that she fell in the ditch, likely photographing my property several months ago and ended up in the jail and had her mug shot, okay? Because she is a criminal. She was bit by a copperhead 2 weeks ago on her own property. Now, that's a horrible thing. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't. And, you know, I don't wish bad things on my perpetrators. What I do wish is that karma comes for them. It's not going to be from me. I will document it. I will call them out. I will record it and videotape it. But I know that when I speak out loud with emphasis and emotion, and I want something, it is delivered to me. And I have wished, hoped that the universe would intercept on the people that have harassed me. So yeah, so some copperhead bit her. I don't know where. I hope she's okay. You know, you don't want these people to die. But maybe she was taught a lesson. So whomever stuck the copperhead on my driveway, guess what? It's called Carmageddon. It's the new word order, folks. It's the new word order. And I am pissed. I am so pissed that they stole the mommy of these babies. I'm going to show you what they did. These babies are screaming right now. They're looking for their mommy. Look. I hope that some other birds will take them into under their hands, whatever, under their paws, under their wings. Look. Hey, babies. And you know, she was so protective, she wouldn't let me near these guys, so they're a little fearful of me, so they're not going to allow me to intercept. There, look. That's not their mommy. But they're gonna try to look for her. Right? Where's your mommy? Where'd your mommy go? Huh? And their chirp, you can hear it. It sounds like an alarm. It's incessant. That's them, folks. That's not the mom. It's somebody that looks like her, but that's not their mom. But I hope that one of these girls takes over the mommy parenting of these two little babies. The mother was wearing a green denim apron, and she was stolen just after I posted that last video. They don't like me calling them out. Well, I don't care. I will call you out every day of the week, you criminals. I'm an innocent person. If you don't like what I say, don't listen. Don't listen if you don't like what I have to say. Oh, you mean like you didn't like what I had to say about the criminals at the Manalapan Police Department in Manalapan, New Jersey, where I lived for 30 years? That they were trying to steal my house? Blacklisted my house for 3 years, prevented me from selling it for 3 years while paying 3 additional years of property taxes? Yeah, that's what they did. And talk about discrediting. If you go onto my channel and look up Tina Booth broke into my house, I mean, I know a lot more now than I did then. I would have responded very differently then if I knew now if I knew then what I know now about the law and about what they did. Well, on December 10, 2018, after they murdered my favorite cat the night before, and I stayed up with him all night long, while he's having seizures, they keep hitting him and hitting him. You could tell that they're hitting him with energy weapons. He kept flopping over and then suddenly died early in the morning. I was exhausted. Lieutenant Thomas Mantle of the Manalapan Police Department calls me in the morning and says, "Can we drop off a property loss statement?" I said, "Well, you never dropped one off before. I never signed one before. You know, with all the vandalism here." "Oh," he says, "I'm sure we did." I said, "No, you did not." On a recorded call. "No, you did not." He said, "I'm sure we did." I said, "No, you didn't. I would have remembered." I said, "But sure, drop it off." Little did I know it was going to be the setup of my life, right? Entrapment, the medical kidnapping. So a police officer shows up. I'm forgetting his name right now. First time I saw him. With a woman with black hair. I find out hours later her name is Tina Booth from the Monmouth PESS. She is a mental health screener. The reason they were there is because I filed a complaint of vandalism of my tree in front yard, which was obvious. Somebody sawed, literally with a saw, sawed branches off my tree and then pulled other branches off. Obvious photos and stuff. I walk with them there. I've got cameras on my driveway, cameras all around the property, hardwire system, trail cameras. You see what they're doing? This is where she was lost. This is where somebody, and they're alerting me now, and the babies are crying. Look, they're looking for their mommy. This is so heartbreaking, folks. Look. They're looking for their mommies. Oh, come on, babies. Come on, let's go over there. No, they stole your mommy. She was stolen. She was stolen. No feathers here either. Usually if there are no feathers, it's not an animal, it's a human. A human would have picked her right up, where an animal would have dragged her. There would have been a struggle. And they did it while I was uploading and editing videos. They're opportunists because they're surveilling me 24/7. They know exactly when they can pounce. This can only happen if you're being watched 24/7. Yeah, the true domestic terrorists are the contractors, the private investigators, the sheriff's department who turns a blind eye. Everybody that turns a blind eye is complicit. The county prosecutor, the attorney general. Whatever is happening to me, I hope it's going to happen to you guys too. Whatever you do to my animals is going to come back to you. And I'm putting it out to the universe right now that whomever did this, the worst is yet to come for you. Whomever snatched their mother and left them motherless, karma is on its way to you. By the end of this year, you will suffer the way you made those babies suffer. Okay? And I'm saying it out loud, and every time I say it out loud with emotion, it will happen. Oh, and my poor neighbor got bit by a copperhead. I feel so bad. It's called karma. Whatever you do to me is going to come back to you times 10. You don't know who you're messing with. Because I am powerful, and I am not afraid of you, afraid of speaking out. You little wieners that hide in the shadows in the dark. And all you military folks that sold your soul to the devil, shame on you. Our veterans that have died and fought for this country are turning in their graves because of what you are doing to this country. Shame on you. Bet your parents are really proud. They're so proud of what you do now. So anyway, on December 10th, 2018, as I was showing them my damaged, vandalized tree, it occurred to me what they were doing. So Tina Booth said, "Oh, you didn't sleep the night before?" I did not tell them about my cat. It was none of their damn business. So she formulated in her mind a narrative that because I didn't sleep, I've got mental health issues. I realized what was happening. I handed them the piece of paper documenting it. And I turned around to walk onto my driveway, and there were cameras on my porch. They were all wiped clean by these criminals in the Manalapan Police Department. And unbeknownst to me, down the block, there was an EMS truck waiting to take me to Central State Hospital, the emergency room, for a blood draw. Yeah, they gave me a drug test. I don't smoke, drink, or do drugs. I eat organic food. I was working at a gym 5 or 6 times a week, leading a healthy life. At the time, I probably looked 15 years younger than my chronological age, just like my mother and all the women in my family, because we've got good genes and we take care of ourselves. So as I'm walking towards my door, hand them the paper, say goodbye, then they all move into place. Sergeant Carey shows up. Officer Casella. The guy, I'm not remembering his name because he was new to me. Another officer was there. They were surrounding me like it was a damn SWAT team. They were swarming me. At the time, I was 61 years old. Masters in psychology, undergraduate in psychology, both with honors. A member of the Psychi Honor Society, 2 corporate human resources certificates, and a Reiki master teacher, and a certified clinical hypnotherapist. That's right, folks. In addition to a bunch of other things, I'm not going to toot my horn here, but this is what happened. So Tina Booth, who's not a licensed anything, she decides she is going to break into my house. I close my front door and attempt to lock it. She pulls it towards her, and it's literally a tug of war. And I'm so agitated, and she's there with the officer helping. They get the door open and barge into my house and will not leave. And while she's there, she writes up this whole diagnosis for me. I said to her, by what criteria are you utilizing to make that assessment? No comment. And at this point, she's wearing no badge, offers no identification. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she works. And the officer's just going along with it. But they had it all set up. It happened like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They take me to the emergency room in the EMS. And I turned to the EMS guy. I said, "Oh, you must work really long hours." And he says, "Yeah." He said, "I only got whatever it was, 2 hours of sleep last night." I said, "Really? Well, that's interesting." Right? He's only got a couple of hours sleep, and he is driving an EMS truck with potentially people on death row in that vehicle? But they murder my cat the night before and I'm staying awake? See, my birds are going crazy. They know somebody's here. You okay? Everybody okay? Oh, my poor babies, look at them. They're in here. They're so upset their mommy's gone. I hope one of these girls takes over the mommy role. So yeah, so I'm in the EMS truck, but I'm going to tell you why I got in the EMS truck. The criminal police officer says, well, he said we can do this one of two ways. He said, you can go with us voluntarily, or you can go involuntarily. So I knew exactly what he meant. Like if I said, well, no, I'm not going, he would have handcuffed me in my own home. But while I'm there getting ready, locking things up, I've got cats in the house and stuff. He grabs my handbag. I grab it back from him. He follows me to the ladies' room. He follows me upstairs. This is in my house. No warrant, no nothing. They broke into my house. The criminals at the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department, Lieutenant Thomas Mantle. At the time, the chief of police was Michael Fountain, now retired. And then there was Edward Neese, who's now the chief of police there. He was involved. Sergeant Carey was involved. Officer Casella was involved. And I could give you a list of other people that were involved. And they did the same thing to my neighbor who lived down the block who had two girls, also a divorced single mom. She's dead now. So yeah, this is the way police departments across the country treat the good citizens of this country. They are the domestic terrorists. They should be in prison. They should be held up, every one of them, before a firing squad for violating the Constitution, violating human rights, civil rights, stalking, lying, entrapment, every last one of them. And I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there in the name of the universe. The universe is going to come down and strike you in the Manalapan Police Department. Yeah, you. You got your little promotion, eh? Well, bad stuff is coming your way. And when I say it, it's true. And I can't wait to hear about it in the news. And I'm sorry for yelling, boys and girls. But unless you say it with emotion, it's not going to happen. And karma is on its way to everybody. And I will have another video about karma. And I'll give you some examples, like my neighbor down the block. Yeah. And I had a conversation with a friend over the holiday weekend. He hopes I get out of here. He says, you need to move to a place that's more civilized. The people around here are uncivilized. And, you know, for the targeted people out there, you're going to say, well, all the stalkers are. Well, some are more than others. Or some are worse than others. I mean, I see what other people are getting, well, the other targeted people. And not everybody's getting the same thing based upon who they are, how old they are, how long they've worked, whether or not they own property or rent. They've got like their own sadistic algorithm. They've got their own sadistic criminal purposes, like stealing the mother of these two babies right after I posted that video. But to the person that came out here and intentionally stole that bird, I feel sorry for you. I really do. I feel really sorry for you. Because again, I'm putting it out there before the end of the year, and you might be the same person that stole some of my other birds. You can tell the difference between it's an animal or inhuman. And all you criminals out there that go along to get along, you're effed. Yeah, you're effed. I will never give up and I will never shut up until I expose you one criminal at a time. We're all going to die. Every one of us. And every one of them that's harassing us, they're all going to die too. And some of them are going to die very slow, painful deaths. And some of them are half my age. So on that note, I want you to hear the cries of these babies. You okay? Your mommy's gone, guys. We're gonna have to get you a new mommy. Right? I hope a new mommy comes for you. We might have to, I don't know if we can put you with the other guineas. Since you're the only guineas in this coop. We might have to do that, guys. But this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please hit the thumbs up. I know for sure this video is going to get thumbed down. I'll talk to you in the next video.